Well, welcome along to Love Audio's YouTube channel. My name is Paul Webber. Great to be here this afternoon. And it is this afternoon. It's 4 p.m. here in the UK. Slightly different to my normal stream. I'll tell you, long story short, very shortly. But in the meantime, let's have you along properly. It's great to have you along this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is around the world where you are. Please do let us know in the comments, especially if you're new here. Now, what is Love Audio Production usually all about? Well, it's a safe, fun, friendly, and hopefully entertaining platform for you to learn the basics in audio production. So if you guys are on board with that, let's crack on. Love Audio. All right, let me get rid of that. And so today, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, is the 4th of July. And I thought, well, I'll come on and do an Anglo-American show today, just a brief one, so we can welcome our American guests and find out exactly how they celebrate the big day, of course, the Independence Day from, I was going to say 1976, but no, that's the hot year that was over here. 1776, I believe, is the correct year. So let's get back to that. And I have a special guest on my show today. I'd like you to please welcome, if you will, Mr. Matt Haas. Hello, Matt. How are you doing?
Hey, Paul, how are you? I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on. Hope you're well.
You're very welcome. And my apologies if there's a bit of echo at your end. I'm not giving you what they call mix minus because I haven't set it up on my Rodecaster. So if you're getting yourself back twice, I do apologize.
I only hear... it sounds good on my end. So
well, you're sounding great at this end, so thank you very much for joining, Matt. I know it's short notice, so thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Let's say hi to some people first of all. Rich Vibes is in the house. Hello to Rich. Thank you very much for joining from Exeter in Devon in the UK. Sammy Superstars on from New Jersey. Hello to you. Awesome Fun Things, somehow by the miracle of modern science, is in the house as well. How that works, I really don't know, but I'm sure that you do, because Matt, of course, knows all things YouTube, and that's his YouTube channel. If you are on the interwebs, you'll find him on allthingsyoutube.com. That's his website. Oh, hang on, look out! Bit of promo, bit of merch coming out.
I have new round stickers. They're now circular.
Wow. Yeah, circulars.
This is the old, and this is the new hotness.
The new hotness is good, and I like the font that you've used there. You've used that throughout your branding, which is great. And of course, branding is everything, as we know.
Oh yeah.
So, Matt, tell us a little bit about what's going on over there. Are they kind of taking part in some major celebrations? How's things in your neck of the woods? What are they up to in Philadelphia?
A lot of explosions. many explosions. I'm talking about fireworks.
What?
Yeah,
even at 11 a.m., which is the time where you are.
They seem to never stop.
Well, yeah, I get that.
It's the local little poppers in the day, and then as the night goes on, they keep getting bigger and louder and longer activity.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. Well, that makes a lot of sense. And no doubt there'll be some organized displays, which will be massive, great boomers, won't there? No doubt.
Well, I went to one yesterday, and where we go, you can go right up to where they are. Where they fire off, they have it's probably about 100 feet that they not allow you to go up to.
Yeah.
So your entire field of vision is nothing but fireworks. It's the craziest thing. I mean, everywhere you look, there's fireworks, and they're like right under them. You have to almost look up to see them. It's fantastic. So I
love a good fireworks display, don't you? If it's done really well, and you know what? Some of the best ones I've done as well have been set to music, and I've even asked to be DJ at a few of these where I've prepared a soundtrack, and they fire off the fireworks according to the soundtrack. It's amazing.
Well, that's stepping it up. Well, that's not the normal thing. I am hearing a little bit of an echo, but yeah, that's not the norm. Just big fireworks is kind of what we do here. And sometimes the homeowners will do it, where there'll be someone on 3 streets over will be battling with someone 3 streets in the other direction, and they'll send them up, pow, 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 and the other one will send them up, pow, 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 and they'll just go on and on.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty spectacular. I'm just going to adjust this. This might bring the echo down a bit so it's not so bad in your ears. There we go. That should be better. Okay. Good. So Yeah, so over here we acknowledge the fact that it's Independence Day for America, as I say, dating back to 1776. I believe that the initial, the kind of the starting of it was on July the 2nd, but it only got ratified on July the 4th. Is that right? Do I read that correctly?
That's probably true. And then we really didn't know about it right away because, there was no such thing as telephones back then. So it took a while for it to get to the United States, even though it happened. You put the signature on it on the 4th of July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I understand. Yeah, that makes perfect. I can't hear you now, so I'm going to turn you up a little bit.
Did you ever read the Declaration of Independence?
Do you know what? I have to confess, Matt, I haven't read it. No.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a bad ASS document because it throws the king under the bus.
Oh.
It basically says like, look, you did this horrible thing, you did this horrible thing, and it's just a whole list of grievances. It's like, you better release us from your iron grip. And obviously, King George put his John Hancock on it, and
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
I
Well,
say John Hancock
that's
ironically because he was the biggest signator. He's the largest one, but the king made it so, and that's how it happened.
Well, it was a shame to let go of you guys, but you've flourished since. Let's put it that way.
I saw the Declaration of Independence. You can go to Washington D.C. and look at it.
Wow. Yeah. Well,
No flash photography because it will damage the paper if you take a flash. So they're very strict about that. Did you know?
Oh, go on.
For a while, the Declaration of Independence was hanging in a museum right next to the window, and the sun would just beat down on the document, and it faded it very, very poorly.
So that would have bleached it, wouldn't it? That would have bleached any writing on there, any handwriting.
It's barely legible, but you can see the writing if you look at it. It's still there, very, very faint. And it was lost for the longest time. It was in a barn somewhere, in a leather spiral case. People forgot where it was, and finally someone found it. And they're like, "Oh, that piece of paper is pretty darn important. We better do something with that." But
It really is. Yeah. I went to Washington D.C. in, I want to say 2015. Early, and it snowed like crazy. There was snow everywhere. But we visited the needle that's there, and the George Washington. Is it George Washington?
Washington Monument.
Yeah, the monument. Yeah, and all that kind of stuff. So, but I didn't see the Declaration. I didn't see that in.
It's in the Hall of Records. Okay. Oddly enough, the Constitution, which is not the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution
failed for a second. We should be back on. Fingers crossed. Yes. Oh, we got a bald spot cam coming in from Matt. So
I had to switch. Let me switch it back.
No problem at all. So yeah, I think my internet failed there. So okay. My apologies. You did freeze halfway through the speech about the not the Declaration, but the other thing you talked about.
The Constitution.
Constitution.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very, very well preserved. It's like the day that they wrote it. So that's right next to it. So you can see them both in the same display.
Wow.
Kind of cool. I liked it. My family, they're like, I don't want to look at that. I'm like, do you realize what that piece of paper is? Like, do you understand the significance of and they're like, I want to go see the next thing. I'm hungry for lunch. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
But
I hear that.
I dig it.
It's good. Just trying to get some level from you. Just tell us what you have for breakfast, if anything.
Yeah, well, there's food trucks in Harrisburg today.
Okay.
Harrisburg is the capital of the state I live in. I live in Pennsylvania, and they always align it with the food trucks. Sometimes they do the food trucks and art vendors, which I really like because I'm a creative person. Yeah. But I do like to go there and just eat from one end to the next. Tacos and coffees and ice cream and you name it, steak subs. It's dangerous.
Yeah, that's awesome. Food is good. Food is good in moderation, I feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did have some soundtracks here for you. 2 seconds.
I like that. You're decked out. That's the Star-Spangled Banner.
Yeah, fantastic. That's on an Epidemic Sound playlist of 4th of July stuff, so I'm going to leave that playing in the background very faintly. So it's not hopefully interfering with our speech. So that's cool.
Every sporting event, that's what kicks it off right there. I do like that.
I love it when the old lady breaks into it in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. They're outside and fireworks go off and stuff, and yeah, play ball, she says right at the end, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Play ball. Yeah, it's really good.
Some singers kind of stretch it out and they do like improv on it, and they're like, we got a game to play here.
Yeah, get on with it, Lady Gaga. You're 10 minutes in. That's really cool.
You know who does it really fast? The military. Like when the military sings, it's like da 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 da. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and done. Like that's the way you should do it.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't need to be any longer than it is. It's a great theme, it's a great anthem. A bit like our, God Save the Queen kind of thing. It's up there with that, and
I'm sure.
Being one of the biggest countries in the world, we all recognize that, don't we? So, yeah, fair play. It's a good anthem. I like it.
So how is England and the United Kingdom different government-wise? Because we have a Congress, a Senate, the judiciary, the Supreme Court justices, and the judicial, and then the Congress, which is really Congress and the Senate. But when we say Congress, it's really both those things. Now, I know you've got Parliament, but I don't fully understand it over there. Can you give me like a 30-second elevator pitch?
Yeah. No, I don't understand politics at all, to be honest with you, Matt. So, but I know we have with the Houses of Parliament, and we have whichever party is in power. So Conservatives currently, their opposition is the Labour Party, but they both sit in the House of Commons and they have a debate most lunchtimes back and forth. Prime Minister's questions, they call it. It's more of a dig against the Prime Minister for what he's done or not done over the past 7 days. Yeah, so it's not particularly friendly, but it happens. And then of course you have local government after that. So you have the national government, and then you have regional government, and then local government.
Let's not talk about the regional stuff. Like when a law gets passed, like what's the process?
Oh, but now you're talking. I really don't have a clue.
The House of Commons says it's a law, and they all agree, and it's a law, or does someone have to sign it like the president does in the United States?
Well, they have the House of Lords that generally pass any bills that need to go through the Houses of Parliament. So there's a hierarchy involved. But I don't know to what extent that you'd have to speak to some other expert about that. I have no clue.
House of Lords sounds like the committees, because we have committees. We have like the Energy Committee, and then they'll kind of tinker with the bill, and then they'll put it on they'll move it up, and it'll go on the floor of the Congress, and it'll pass, and it'll go to the floor of the Senate, or it go the other way around and start at the Senate and end at the Congress.
Yeah.
Once it's through those two, it goes to the administration, which is the presidency, and the presidency signs it, or president signs it or vetoes it. And then if there's any shenanigans, the Supreme Court weighs in on it.
Yeah, I think it's a completely different process here. It's antiquated and probably needs an overhaul, but it's tradition, and they go through all of that kind of steps. Should there be a new bill that needs passing, that kind of thing. So, yeah, generally.
Technically, I was going to say we are a constitutional republic.
Right.
That's how we're governed. And I don't think that's the case over in England. No. You are a monarchy, I believe.
Yes,
to some extent.
And if there's something of statute, if there's something that important, then the Queen would ratify that. But
So that's what I don't understand. Like, what business does the Queen have with anything? It's all the
she rules the country, and a lot of the Commonwealth. So, it's all
then the
very
Prime
interesting.
Minister. What does the Prime Minister do? Like, why need a Prime Minister if we've got a royalty? I don't understand.
Let's not get started down that rabbit hole. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. Sorry. I know this is about celebrating America, but I'm curious.
It is. No, you're absolutely right. And if I knew more about politics and the way that things work over here, then there'd be a whole new stream and a whole new subject title. But I'm afraid I can't help you on that one.
I do love my country, and there's a lot of opportunity here, and in all Westernized nations. If you want something, you are free from tyranny to work hard and obtain it. Mm-hmm. That's technically what the term liberty means, and I am a big fan of liberty. Not necessarily freedom. Freedom is a little more open-ended. Liberty means you're free. You're also free, but you're free from oppression. Like if you want it, you can work hard and you can get it. No one's going to give it to you. No one's going to make sure you have it, but you bust your butt and then you can have it. That's what America is, and all Westernized nations are. Which I really like.
Rich Vibes is saying, "Here we go, the Queen or Boris? Let me think." So that kind of indicates the feel of politics in the UK right now, without going deep down.
One of my top 10 funniest memes was a picture of the Queen standing on a checkerboard floor, looking down. It says, "Be careful, the Queen can move in any direction like a chessboard." I was like,
it's absolutely true. Yeah.
Great meme.
That's brilliant.
I love memes about the Queen.
But the good thing about our monarchy and what it stands for is that it's revered around the world. Especially the Americans. They love what the British monarchy stands for, and the royal family in whole. Really, so it fascinates you guys that we still have that. And obviously, with the Platinum Jubilee just gone, there was obviously massive celebration over 4 days here in the UK. So, that just goes to show the power of the monarchy currently, as she reigns currently.
A lot of the laws stem from England. You hear English common law, like there's English common law as the foundation of how society is run, and that has its roots in America and in Canada. Canada is very heavily influenced by the legal structure of England, or the UK, or Britain, or Europe. Like there's all these umbrella terms.
And I particularly say. Somebody out, we're just recently in Spain, Matt, hence the tan. So they were saying, where are you from? I'm going, UK. Oh, okay. And they go, Great Britain. Yeah. England. And like you said, there's so many denominations. But of course, the UK is made up of England, Ireland, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, Scotland, and Wales. Even though the Scottish has a devolved Parliament now, so they are on their own sort of thing. So,
well, Northern Ireland is actually in the formal name. It's the United Kingdom of blah 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 and Northern Ireland. Like they imprinted their name like right on. That must have been a tough sell to get them on board. Well, we're only gonna join you if we can be in the formal United Kingdom of something and Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland,
yeah. There's still a lot going on with regards to that, particularly as we've left the EU technically. They're talking about borders between this, that, and the other, and a border down the Irish Sea, and how you're going to enforce that. And there's still rules and regulations which the Northern Ireland people are following, left over from being in. It's just very complicated. It's very, and I hope
That
they
should
sort it
have
out
been-
because, you know, it's stifling trade. It's not good for trade. You know, they move over there a bit.
That decision should not have been left up to the populace, quite frankly. People didn't know what they were voting for. You know, they had one catchy slogan. Okay, I guess I agree with that. And then boom, next thing you know, one of the stars fades away from from the EU.
Yeah, I've not
Isn't it a
noticed
circle
that.
of stars?
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
actually
Well,
noticed
technically,
that.
you got to remove one of them.
Well, there will probably fairly soon there'll be another country joining the EU, so they might not have to get rid of one of the stars.
See?
Huh?
There you go.
So
There you go.
it won't be us, but
I
it'll be
get it.
somebody else. Obviously, because of the Ukraine conflict going on currently, you know, they're just looking to get them on board as well. They would like to join the EU, but of course, you know, current circumstances don't allow it to happen
Well,
straight
I
away.
thought I had no idea Ukraine was thinking about joining the EU. I know they were thinking about joining NATO, but Russia won't have that. I know.
That's right, yeah.
What was it? Sweden and another country are new members of NATO, which really is not too thrilling for the Russian people, but they're jumping on board with that. So the world stage.
Yeah, indeed, and you know, I'm sure there's a lot more people that are far more up to speed with how things are going, better than you or I. So yeah, we'll
I do like it here in this country. We party hard. You know, we do celebrate Independence Day, and I have the American flag in front of my house all season long. Well, the winter, nothing can withstand the harsh winter. But if it's not winter, I fly my country's flag proudly, and
good.
Yeah, you know, we're a proud people over here in the U.S. of A.
The only thing that is more hardy than Matt's flag is Matt's lawn.
Oh yeah. It is looking spectacular, by the way.
Yeah, we hear a lot about your lawn, which is brilliant, and long may that continue. You'll be proud of me, though. I sprinkled some grass seed in the bare patches in my little lawn here, and it started to sprout. I was amazed.
Yeah, plants are amazing.
Yeah,
I got some sunflowers coming up now. Those are a lot of fun.
Well, they grow massively
Getting
tall,
big.
don't they? Yeah.
It'll be 9 feet by the time it's done.
Wow.
They're called mammoth sunflowers. They're huge.
No doubt.
And they follow the sun. Like they'll point to the sun as it goes across the sky.
Wow.
You can almost see them moving in real time.
If you
It's
did it-
freaky because when I
can you
wake
imagine-
up, they're pointing at me.
Yeah.
And when the sun goes down, they're pointing the other direction.
Can you imagine if you got your camera out there on a tripod and did a time lapse? Wouldn't that be good?
I should do that. I've got the GoPro. It's got that feature.
Man, that'd be
Yeah.
fantastic. My
Yeah,
son came
if
with me
it'll
to.
go that long.
Yeah. My of course, yeah. We need to have it plugged in all the time for battery power, wouldn't you? But
Oh, probably would. I have the battery pack for it, so
Yeah.
you know, I bought the add-on for it.
my son Tom came with me to Spain. He was doing time lapse of the sunset and sunrise, which is amazing when you see it sped up and you see the shadows go across the land. Because we were quite high up, so it's pretty cool.
Very cool. Very
Awesome.
cool.
Anyway, Matt, I know you're a busy chap. You're on this evening, of course. Just let people know when they can find you and where they can see you tonight on your stream.
Well, I normally stream Mondays, but since this is a holiday, this week's stream is on Tuesday. So you can catch me Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, on the 5th of July only, and then catch me Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and that's on my All Things YouTube show with my new round stickers, premium round stickers. Unlike these old trashy square ones. No.
Hey.
This is the old.
I've got one of your stickers just here on the. You can't see it because it's on the side of the shelf here, but it's an awesome wood thing. It's one of your
send you
shiny
an
ones.
update.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Yeah. No, I'll give you an update. Cool.
That's very kind.
Yeah. You know, I got some of your swag here as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, he got that out specially.
I got the hookup.
Yeah.
Not getting you in trouble. Sorry.
No, it's fine. In fact, if anybody wants any merch, they can go to this place here. The Love Audio's merchstore.com is where you can find all that kind of jazz. So get yourself over there if you want a T-shirt or a mug, all that kind of thing.
Look at you with your own domain name for your store. Aren't you rocking it, ladies and gentlemen? Look at that.
Well,
Paul's got his stuff together.
I had to pay for it. It's about $13 a year, but it was fine. You know, it's a custom URL and it works and it's fine and it links to the store.
Believe me. I now have 10 URLs I pay for every year. Used to be 11. I let one of them go. I'm a madman. I need help. I need to stop buying domain names.
Well, by the way, I meant to ask you, I've not seen much about it. How is the spare studio room? Because we've not seen you in that too many times.
Very good. Very good. I think I'm going to fire it back up here. I had someone use it as a bedroom, so it's kind of taken apart for actual bedroom use. So it needs to flip back to the studio, but it's still there, and it's fully functional, and I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Good, because you put a lot of effort into that. We saw you climbing up into the eaves of the roof, and drilling circular holes so that the cables would run down the back of the wall, and then pulling it through the socket there on the wall. It was a big task, and you did it with style and flair.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's part of a bigger business plan. I hope to get in-person interviews happening in that space.
Yeah,
that's really what I want it for. But I'll be back there. Don't worry. It's fully operational. I just got to move some furniture around.
That's good. That's really good. All right. Well, listen, my friend, I'm going to let you go because I'm going to end the stream here shortly. But thank you so much for joining me for the Anglo-American Brief Show. And thank you for sharing your thoughts on the celebration of the Independence Day, 4th of July, over in the States. So we wish you well. Have a great rest of the day over there.
Thank you, Paul.
And thanks so much for joining me.
Be well, my friend. Take care.
Take care. There we go. That's Matt Haas. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching as well. If you're watching this on the playback and you want to leave a comment, please do so. I'll get around to answering those as soon as I possibly can. In the meantime, thanks so much for joining me again, and I'll see you next Monday night at 8 p.m. Back to the usual time of 8 p.m. British Summer Time. That's 3 p.m. Eastern and 12 noon Pacific. In the meantime, thank you very much indeed. Take care. Have a nice rest of the 4th of July. Bye for now.